वासुदेवेन्द्र योगीन्द्रं नत्वा ज्ञानप्रदं गुरुं मुमुक्षूणां हितार्थाय तत्त्वबोधो विधीयते। प्रारब्धकर्म किम् इति चेत् इदं शरीरम् उत्पाद्य इह लोके एवं सुखदुःखादिप्रदं यत्कर्म तत्प्रारब्धं भोगेन नष्टं भवति। प्रारब्धकर्मणां भोगात् एव क्षय इति। So as we have been discussing this karma theory, that there are three types of karma: agami, sanchita and prarabdha, which also we discussed carefully, that current account, saving account and the fixed deposit getting matured. Now here starts stating that agami karma, that we keep doing it, called kriyavana karma. So whatever we do in our day-to-day life, that is called agami karma. Sanchita, the accumulated, which has been accumulating for many lives. So that means this account cannot be traceable, impossible to trace this account. How much is there in this account means not traceable, means how much is there in this account. It is impossible to find out for anybody. So that means it is just keeps accumulating, and from that accumulated account, one particular portion gets matured, a big package, and from that big package there are many small packages. That is what called prarabdha. So because of the prarabdha, this body has come, and because of this body, parent, childhood, all our whatever we have achieved, whether education or your power position, anything, everything that you have, including your frustration, remember, including your conclusion, anything and everything is related to your prarabdha. So that means whatever you have done in your previous life, that you are getting back, that you are, you can say, paying back. That is a better word, we say. Instead of getting, paying back. They say very nicely, I am not telling you jokes, which is really, some cases it has happened, and some records are available also in India. A few years back, let me not get into the real example which is available nowadays. But they say, first that's what I say, look now, sometimes your enemy becomes your child, born as a child. In a previous life, who was your enemy can be born as your child to take perfect revenge, whom you cannot get rid of, you understand? And not only that, you work for everything, and finally when you die or whatever, will take over everything. It works, and there are many cases, there are records. How, like, you know, the enemy becomes the child. So, and sometimes, please understand also, not only enemy, even if also your friend can become a child. You understand? So that means if your progeny is not supporting you or against you, it has nothing to do with your progeny. It has something to do with your previous life. And it is a mutual prarabdha that fellow has come to you, so that wants to create all the time problem for you or support you, either or. Just example sake I am trying to say you. What I am trying to highlight is, whoever is connected to you, all are related to prarabdha. Number one point. Number two, okay, all these things prarabdha, which we'll see in the towards the end. What about purushartha? What about my effort? If everything I consider as a prarabdha, then there is no purushartha. Who says no? Prarabdha brings people, but purushartha helps to live with people or not to live with people, both way. For example, Prarabdha has brought you to this class. Not only to attend the class, first class, also now every day. Sometimes the moment I give holiday, you don't come. You are happy. So next day after holiday is open, today because more number I see, yesterday was less number. So whenever, because today also happens to be your holiday, so okay, now let us enjoy, So all these things again, I don't want to get into personal thing. So all these are prarabdha. That you are coming to the class, please understand, it is your prarabdha. You cannot take credit. Personally, I will say you cannot take credit. But after coming to the class, whether you are going to listen to me or not, that is not prarabdha. Remember. That is not in prarabdha, that is in your purushartha. Because your mind can be occupied. Even if you listen to, you can listen the way you want. What you want, you may not. Okay, what is talking? So what I am trying to say is, what you come across is prarabdha, but how you relate with that situation, person or object, how you look at, how you relate, how you manage, completely depends upon purushartha, your effort. That's why you cannot blame everything. You cannot put blame on everything. No, it's a prarabdha. What can I do? No, that means eat also prarabdha. You understand what I am trying to say? So you can say, look, in my prarabdha there is food. So lie down, don't eat, don't get up. No, I can eat, but while fighting time it is prarabdha. You understand? Let me not get into too much conclusions here, too many conclusions. So here it says, prarabdha is something nobody can destroy, including gods. It has to be exhausted only by experiencing. Means, in short, as long as this body is there, all the difficulties or comforts one has to go through. You cannot fight, you cannot be rebellious, you cannot oppose with reference to difficulties that comes on your way. Nor you can jump when something good happens to you. This is called intelligent way of living. You cannot feel that you are disturbed, you are destroyed. Sometimes, oh, my life is destroyed. Where is your life? First of all, what is life? Tell me. If you know what is life, can you say that your life is destroyed? The problem with people is, if you give them chance, they give discourse. Like, especially a disturbed person, emotionally disturbed person, gives more discourse. So here, please understand, when you do not know what is your life, what is life, and how can you say that my life is destroyed? Life is never destroyed. So you think that life is getting destroyed. It is your approach towards the life. However, says beautifully, that also some say, oh, my life is beautiful, my life is wonderful. Again, what do you mean by the word life? So you think life is your likes and dislikes. You think your life is your fancy. So when you say your life is called your fancy, your likes and dislikes, you say my life is wonderful, my life is beautiful, my life is destroyed. You understand what I am trying to say? That's why with reference to prarabdha, one has to be objective. Learn to face. Neither you can oppose nor you can get carried away, because you do not know what is next. This is called the truth, the reality of prarabdha. Remember, with this one story let me share, which is very popular, I have shared many times. This is called prarabdha, understanding prarabdha, how it makes useful in day-to-day life. this Mullah Nasruddin, for a long time he has not come, so that's why let me bring him forcefully, okay? So one day, Mullah was relaxing, and the villagers came and asked him, Mullah, I do not know how come you are relaxing being a father. We are surprised. What happened? See your son, adult son, that 25-year-old boy, old man, doing nothing, just hanging around in the village. They ask him to do something. He's good for nothing. As usual, relaxing Mullah woke up. What is you people problem? No, we have come here to tell you, as a father, you have to guide him something. He's good for nothing. Mullah said, how do you know that he's good for nothing? Maybe he's one of the best child in the village. Who knows? Okay, all the villagers got offended. They said, look, this person is too much protecting his child. No, every parent does that very carefully, unknowingly or unknowingly. That's a different thing. So, okay, all of them went. After a few days, something happened to this Mullah's son. So he thought of taking the horse and go to the forest. So while going to the forest, and somehow he managed to bring another very good wild horse along with this horse. Very good breed of wild horse. And whole villagers were shocked. Wow! How could he do it? Then they came back and told, Mullah, really we are sorry. Whatever you said, that is true. Your son is really something really genius. Could bring such a great, good variety, good breed of this horse. And Mullah smiled. How do you know? Maybe it is for bad. How do you know that it is good for good? Again, these people got frustrated. What is this? We came that time good, bad, he said good. Now we say good is bad. Every time opposing. Okay. And after a few days, of course, this fellow was training that wild horse. So one day, while training that wild horse, again took him to the jungle, and finally he fell down over there, and horse went away. And people came to know, they really rescued him and brought back. When they brought back, they discovered that his backbone is broken. The spinal cord is broken. Poor fellow. Now there is no other alternative, he has to relax. Means he has to really lie down all the time. So whole villager came and said, sorry, we are sorry, it's really bad. We never thought. Really, it's really bad, it should not happen to you. Then Mullah said, how do you know it is for bad? Maybe it is for good. How can you say, how can you come to the conclusion that it is for bad? People did not know what to say. Again they went back. The story goes further that after a few days, the war was declared in that kingdom. And of course, all the youngsters were forced to join the army. And whoever joined the army never came back. Just imagine. This is a small story. Does it happen in your life or not? Have you not observed? What you say today is bad. Tomorrow it becomes good. In fact, all your bad moment is the stepping stone for your goodness. Remember? All your bad time, bad moments, is stepping stone for your goodness. But unfortunately, the bad time or bad moment when it comes, when you break down, when you are confused, when you are rebellious, when you are challenging mind, when you are reacting, then what happens? You never develop goodness in you. In fact, you develop bitterness in you. Bad time, bad moment must help you to develop goodness in you, not bitterness in you. So if there is bitterness in you, please understand. If there is bitterness in you, that means you have not made use. You have never made use of your bad time. Because when bad time means what? Please understand, there is nothing called bad time or good time. Bad time is related to your ego, your likes and dislikes. Good time also related to your ego, related to your likes and dislikes. There is nothing called good time and bad time. Time is time. So that means, in short, I would like to say openly, when your ego is getting challenged, When your likes and dislikes are being, destroyed, and destroyed. I'm using, again and again to enter your mind, okay? When your ego is being challenged, and challenged, means all the way challenged. And your likes and dislikes never gets, because if you look at ego is the tree, the trunk, the likes and dislikes are leaves, okay? Small branches comes leaves. So now the moment it comes, then somebody comes and cuts it, likes and dislikes, tuck. So poor fellow, neither ego is able to strengthen itself, nor the likes and dislikes are able to grow. Then what happens? You come to the conclusion, it's a bad time. And what is a good time? When your ego is nourished like rainy season, how the trees grows, okay, wildly. And all your leaves, likes and dislikes, starts, it wants to grow the way it wants, you understand? That is called your good time. Just imagine the concept, because being rainy season in India, that's why I am trying to say this thing, okay? So this is called good time and bad time. But in reality, is it good time? Is it bad time? So that's why the bad time, what you call as bad time, must be a stepping stone. Must lead to your goodness. Not to develop bitterness in you. That's why make sure if there is bitterness in you, that means somewhere or other your ego is strong. Please understand. With reference to your life, if there is bitterness, some way or other, definitely deep within your ego is strong. That's why if you have bitterness with reference to anybody or anything, with reference to that person or that object or that situation, you have some ego clash. This is the truth, this is the reality. However, let me not stress too much. Okay? What about Sanchita karma, this accumulated karma? What will happen to that? Says beautifully. Sanchita karma brahmayava ahamiti nischayatmaka jnanena nashyati. So all this accumulated karma will get destroyed. There is hope, don't worry. How it will get destroyed? When there is a knowledge that aham brahmasmi, that I am Brahman. There is no difference between me and totality. Then you may ask the question, how is it possible? I understand you say prarabdha, we have to exist, we have to go through, fantastic. But accumulated karma is so much. Just few minutes back you said, it is impossible to find out, traceable, it is not traceable how much is there in that account. But now you say it will get adjusted just like that at once. How is it possible? I will give a beautiful example, practical example, that too in India, okay? Because one of the bank in all over the world is a very safest and secure bank is all over the world is called State Bank of India. One of the safest bank. That's why many foreign banks try to understand the model of State Bank of India. Because most of our government transaction happens through this bank. And of course all these State Bank fellows are so, rude and I sometimes brainless also I use, okay? I'm sorry to say. So arrogant. You cannot talk. You cannot really think of. Because they think, they have the best. Anyway, let me not, this is my personal way, but if you know higher authorities, that's a different thing altogether. But interestingly, this is my point I would like to highlight here is, if you open one account in State Bank of India, till now, they will not give you a nominee form. There is no nominee form at all. Means after your death, something happens. Who can claim your account? They don't give. They are very clear and clever. All other banks have. In the same form, there will be one section where in State Bank of India, you have to ask for it. Please give me the nominee form. Then of course they will give you, because that's the rule. But unless you ask, they will not, because it is not part of that form. Do you know why? Very simple. Most of the Swamijis and Sadhus in India, they keep money, that personal money, whatever comes, they keep in the State Bank of India. Whether it is in Uttarakhand, Rishikesh, Haridwar, all religious, Kashi, any religious places. So all the money they keep it there. Then there is no nominee for them. They don't put anybody nominee. Then they leave the body. So when they leave the body, as per the banking rule, you know, after 2 or 3 years, it will become dormant. Then after being dormant, they will make it inactive. Then after it becomes dormant, inactive. Then after inactive, what will they do? They make it a dead account completely. Then after making it dead account, some 10 or 15 years is there. Then they take out that money and keep in a reserve. And through that, India government bank, this state bank especially, gets huge money every year. Huge, you cannot believe it. Recently, in fact, this government could release a huge fund from this. So that means what? Account is there. Because there is nobody to claim. Can you see this point? This is the logic I would like to say. Because my point is not to talk about State Bank of India. I am not here to teach you the banking system, okay? Whether they are right or wrong. That is not of my business. But here, huge money is there. Account is there, everything is there, but because there is nobody to claim, this is the most important point. Because there is nobody to claim, that's why that account has no value. And the whole karma, that whole money goes to the total money. Same thing also. Whatever accumulated karma you have done, once you become a wise person, once you are a man of wisdom, because you are not there to claim. So because you are not there to claim, that's why that account will go to the total karma. That's why we say, when in a country more people become wise, the more the country will become more prosperous and more harmonious. Understand the concept? The country, that's why in every country, wise people were being given importance. Nowadays, powerful people, influential people are being given more importance because present generation. If we just go back 50 years back, before this colonization, these Britishers colonized everybody because Britishers destroyed the whole culture all over the world. Before Britishers could colonize everybody, could destroy, because today is in India we call as Independence Day. It's my problem, okay? This is my personal opinion. I cannot accept this is Independence Day. This is my problem, okay? Personally. Because very simple. And earlier, before they could come, because they tried to prove that they are the wisest people, and every wisdom that was being there in every country, every regional places, they destroyed it systematically. So more wise people are there in a country, in a kingdom, you will discover the more harmony happens because of this process. Like as I told you, suppose in India, the State Bank of India case, for example, if more people are there not to claim their account, after a few years, all their money will come to the government or not, indirectly? It has to come. It has to go to everybody. Same thing also with reference to wise people. When they don't claim, so definitely there is a huge money or huge karma, and mainly good karma, because bad karma is very less. Because when somebody becomes wise, it's not one life job, okay? It doesn't happen instantly. Remember, enlightenment just doesn't happen instantly. It is a process. If you look at anybody has become enlightened, try to trace their history. That's why being a gradual process, you cannot fluctuate in your life either. However, sanchita karma is destroyed at once. When there is no person, there is no individual to claim. Okay, what about agami karma? Let us read. Agami karma api jnanena nashyate kimcha agami karmana nalini dalagata jalavata jnanena sambandha nasti. Agami karma means the kriyamana karma that is being happening. Also, that is get destroyed with the knowledge. How? It is like, generally if you look at a person, how the person does? Generally person does, or if you look at yourself, whenever you do something, you do with your sense of insecurity. The ego is in forefront. That's why, for example, now you all are listening to me. Suppose if I say, now I will stop the class. Suddenly you are just, why? You want to stop the class? The moment opposition comes. So who opposes you? The ego. Suppose you have got some work to do, go, you become happy. It's another way. So that means long before you reach, your ego reaches. Because many people ask why the relationship becomes bad in life. Relationship becomes bad because of the ego clash. They say, now this is psychological terminology. When the ego clashes, there cannot be a relationship. So here says very nicely and carefully that if before you reach, your ego reaches, before you do, the ego does its job. That means what? So in short, if you look at whether you are doing because it is to be done, because you want to do. Can you see the difference? Do you do because it is to be done, or because you want to do? Most of the time you do because you want to do. And of course when you want to do, also you have right, you don't want to do. Both way. You want to do and you don't want to do. That is what life is. Whereas when a person becomes jnani, because of the prarabdha karma will push that he cannot do anything or she cannot do anything. Now work happens, but the person is not involved. In short, the person with the present. How to understand this thing? The person is always with the present. Neither with the past nor with the future. Oh, that means Swamiji, all the youngsters with the present. In fact, they don't have past. They don't care about their future. It's too early. In fact, they don't want. So that means all the youngsters, for them there is no agami karma. Makes no difference. What do you think of this point? Says beautifully, yes, I do agree, partially. But remember, there is a problem here. Do you know what is that problem? The main problem is here that when you are in present, later on you should not develop any sense of regret or sense of loss. If there is a sense of regret, if there is a sense of loss, even though you are being in present, please understand, you will have, that means your individuality is there, but in a dormant condition because the situation supports your individuality, like youngsters. That's why youngsters develop the sense of loss and guilty a lot. You can see the youngsters. That's why day by day as they grow, they bend down. And in order to avoid that, they engrossed in different ways. Somebody gets into addiction, somebody gets into the computer, somebody gets into many things in their life. Because all these things happens because of all this thing, nothing else. So you have to understand this point very carefully. So that's why Anna, you have to mute your video, because behind some people are coming, all are getting disturbed. Eyes are moving. I am seeing many of the eyes are moving towards your video. Okay, thank you. So coming back. So here you have to be really careful that I'll take few more minutes today. Sorry. What happens is that when the youngsters are in the present, no doubt in it, but there is sense of regret, there is sense of loss. So which indicates that the situation whenever is conducive to your ego and likes and dislikes, that time you are with that situation. And that is not wisdom either. So agami karma is something. So jnanena vanashyati, that means the person always does what is to be done without sense of regret, without any sense of loss, without any sense of insecurity. It does because it is to be done. Like if you ask, why river is flowing? Just ask, hey, why are you flowing? Suppose if you know how to talk, what river will say? What else to do? If you ask a tree, why are you growing? Why are you giving flower even though everybody is plucking or taking away your flowers? Or giving fruits even if they destroy while collecting fruits? What tree will say? What else to do? If you really know how to talk to this particular thing, to the tree or river or anything, they will say, what else to do? That should be your approach. So when you do something, if somebody asks, why are you doing? Hey, what else to do? That is called understanding. But when you do something, why you do? You know better, okay? Because I may be able to give you few answers. I know you will have more than what answer I give, okay? So why you give, please remember, why you do? If there is a reason, if you are able to trace a small reason, that means your ego is working. And more reasons you have, more stronger reasons you have, the more ego is stronger. The stronger is your ego. This is how it works. Please understand. And you have to be very careful and clear with reference to this. So that's why looking at all these things, then what happens gives beautiful. When the person, especially wise, because of the jnana, how the person lives, gives the example, Nalini Dalagata Jalavat. So when you say Nalini Dalagata Jalavat, means how the lotus, being born in water, growing in water, and always in water, but untouched by water. Just observe this lotus leaf. Amazing. On lotus leaf, if you put a drop of water, will never stay. Is untouched by water, even though always in water. Same thing also, while doing action, while functioning, you are not a part of it. That's why learning to see yourself different in the beginning from the work. Dissociating your insecurity. I want to say ego, okay? Ego is a very big thing. Dissociating your insecurity. Dissociating your projection. Dissociating your frustration with reference to any work that you do. Because the moment you start dissociating your projection, your frustration with reference to any given situation or any given work, there will be a lot of issues. That's why every moment you have to see what is going on. That's why we say, whatever frustrates you and wherever your ego becomes stronger, you have to do that to take care of that. That's one method. This is not ultimate method. There are many methods. This is one of the methods also. So that's why you need to get maturity. It's not that running away from people, running out of the situation. Hey, I am a spiritual person. What is spiritual person? Because every drunkard fellow also is a spiritual person because they take direct spirit, okay? And in fact, they are the real spiritual person. And as long as they are under the spell of that spirit, they are perfect. So if you have some imagination under that spirit, means under that spell of that thinking, you are perfect spiritual. Once that spell goes away, what happens to your spirituality? again you become worse. So that's why spirituality is nothing something to show up, something to run away, something exclusive. Remember, all over the world people highlight spirituality means to be exclusive. Is wrong. It is a club, it is not a spirituality. Giving another type of identification. That's why here he says, live wherever you are without getting affected. Do what is to be done without getting involved. That's the beauty. That's why anytime if anybody is asked, why are you doing this thing? What should be answer? Unless and until spontaneous, what else to do? If you say, why are you doing this thing? Because, okay, thank you. The moment you start thinking because, thank you. You understand the concept? Okay, be careful, be watchful. Okay, if this is the case, I think already time is up. We'll summarize. Then what about? Because already you said all these things, but this agami karma, if it is destroyed in this way, but as the person keeps doing, karma theory says every action has got same and opposite reaction. So this karma has got karma phala. Even though the Jnani is not affected, Jnani is not touched by it, but what will happen to that karma? Especially for example, as I gave you, suppose Jnani is traveling in the car, some accident takes place. One animal dies in front of the car, for example. Now some papam will incur, some papam also will come to the Jnani even though this person is sitting in the front. Now that result, where it will go? Because it is not coming to him. So it means that this result is going to hang somewhere, this karma phala is going to hang somewhere, unaccounted. No, it cannot happen that way. What will happen? We will discuss this point tomorrow. Please close your eyes. Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.